Magandang araw sa ating lahat. Thank you very much for joining me dito po sa programa natin Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Kumusta kayo? November 20 na tayo, bisperas ng Biyernes, and malapit na ang Pasko po, and tuloy pa rin ang mga issues dyan po sa Pilipinas. No? Dyan sa Pilipinas. Medyo nagugulo na ako po ang mga istorya dyan po sa Pilipinas dahil iba-ibang mga version na po. And ano ba ito? Is this one of the strategies to confuse the people with lies? Or ano ba? Yun na ba talagang totoo? The things they are saying. Both ang kampo dyan po sa gobyerno at sa kabilang kampo. No? But one thing sure, I know na tayo mga Pilipino po, we are intelligent people po. We are very intelligent people, and kung noon, we were being cheated, and we learned our lessons, and sa palagay po ngayon, with this kind of problem that we are facing dyan po sa Pilipinas, I really believe po na it's not easy for anybody to fool ang mga Filipino again. Hindi na po. We have been very patient, we have been very forgiving, but sobra na abuso na talaga po. And I don't think so mga Filipinos will, accept what has happened or what is happening dyan po sa nation natin. Hindi na mga Pilipino dyan po sa bayan natin, kami din po, mga Filipinos outside the Philippines, sa mga overseas Filipino workers, no? Now we see already na sobra na, tama na. No? We have to stop this so that our country will be able to move on. Move forward tayo po. If we don't stop this po, then mahirap talaga po. Mahirap talaga. We might lang po. No? If we are not going to solve this problem, we might be like other countries po. Nasa tayo third country status tayo po, no? And mayroon mga neighbors natin, third countries din sila po, at nakikita natin sa kanila na they are moving up, accelerating or leveling up. Ang Pilipinas, instead of going up, we are going down. Huwag naman sana po, baksak talaga tayo, no? Because if that will happen, each one of us will really regret and will suffer. Hindi lang tayo, the present generation, but also ang mga generations and generations to come. Kaya nga, ingat talaga tayo. Alright? So, okay, yes, yun na po. We talk about mga issues sa Pilipinas, and I'm sure marami tayong mga followers dito po sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, who wants to know anong mga latest developments dyan po sa Pilipinas. Unang-una, as what I said, maraming version, left and right po. Mga istorya dito, istorya doon, coming from mga matalinong senador natin, matalinong congressman natin, matalinong politician natin, ang mga political analysts, ang mga sabihin natin doon dyan po sa education na sector, they talk, ang mga ordinaryong Pilipino are talking, no? And dahil dyan po magulo ang isip natin ngayon, no? Magulo po. But there is only one thing I'm sure, that we want to get the things right. We want the truth to come out. Yun lang po ang gusto namin. Yun ang gusto ang mga Filipinos. Okay. Now, yesterday, after, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, na si Malacanang spokesperson, si Undersecretary Claire Castro, nag-announce po, no? Ang resignation ni Bersamin Lucas. Lucas Bersamin, he is the executive secretary ni Bongbong Marcos. Ibig sabihin, he is the second or the little president. At saka ang budget secretary natin si Pangandaman, nag-resign din po. So, nag-announce ito si Undersecretary Claire Castro. And anong ang announcement niya? Sabi niya po, resign na daw itong dalawang tao for reasons of delicadeza. Kasi si former Congressman Saldico mentioned the name po dito po sa anomalia, itong corruption na issue dyan po sa Pilipinas. So out of delicadeza, sabi ni Ate Claire, na they resign and she's now announcing the resignation of these two people, no? Secretaries po, based on the reason behind is delicadeza daw po. So, totoo ba ito o hindi? Ha? Totoo ba ito? Nag-resign sila and ang rason nila for delicadeza or hindi? Yun po. Is it fake news? Is it a announcement made to again confuse the Filipinos? Or totoo talaga, out of delicadeza? So ngayon, dito sa programa natin, Nick Doc, The Real Talk with Nico, malalaman natin po kung ang announcement made by Ate Claire, no? Ate Claire, controversial din ito Undersecretary. Si Ate Claire po, totoo ba yun ang sinabi niya? Or fake news? Kasi palagi siya magsabi, fake news. Every time the other camp will say something, sabi niya po, fake news. Kagaya sabi niya ni, when she mentioned or reacted ang statement made by Senator Amy Marcos, when Senator Amy Marcos confirmed that ang kapatid niya, ang presidente natin, si BBM, is hooked or taking illegal drugs. No? Sabi ni Claire Castro, hindi yun totoo, fake news yun po. Pero yun announcement niya, the other day, resignation out of delicadeza, hindi yun fake news po. Totoo yun po. Na ngayon, malalaman natin. I am going to share with you ang reaction that one of those concerned personality or secretary po, no? Who contradicted ang statement ni Ate Claire. And from there, we will know, or now we know, na hindi totoo ang sinabi ni Ate Claire. Ibig sabihin, kung hindi totoo, anong ibig sabihin yan po? Ibig sabihin, fake news yun, di ba? Fake news yun, di ba? And let me share with you itong statement. When interviewed by, let's say already a former executive secretary ni Marcos administration, si former Supreme Justice, Chief Justice, Supreme Chief Justice ito po, no? Hindi ito alang-alang tao po, no? Si Lucas Bersamin. Ito po ang statement niya po, no? May dalawang video clips tayo dito and I will share with you. I will share with you ang video clip niya po, ang reaction when the national media interviewed him and asked for his reaction regarding itong resignation niya po. Resignation of former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. Let's watch and listen to this po.
Pero hindi naman totoo yan. Hindi ako nag-resign. The only letter that I sent regarding my position na wala na was that letter I signed yesterday late afternoon. Sinabi ko, I bow to the prerogative of the President. Yung submit to the prerogative of the President to replace me kasi that is the nature of my tenure at the pleasure of the President. So wala, I will not also validate na may resignation ako kung wala. Somebody, a close friend of mine, at least as far as I know, called me up in the morning, siguro before 12 o'clock, to tell me na I am to go to leave as Executive Secretary. Exit na ako.
Alright, klarong-klaro, it's very clear ang statement the former Justice and former Executive Secretary of the Marcos administration, si Lucas Bersamin. I did not resign, and the reason is not delicadeza, which is really contrary to the announcement made by itong si Ate Claire. Ano ba ang problema dyan sa Malacanang po? Wala ba kayo dyan coordination? Wala ba si Ate Claire coordination sa mga tao dyan po sa loob sa Malacanang? Before making any statement? Saan siya nakuha yun po idea na si former executive or executive secretary Bersamin, Lucas Bersamin, resigned out of delicadeza. Out of delicadeza. Saan siya nakuha? Is it instructed by her to say, ang boss niya, ang presidente, to say, ganito po, ano nangyari? Or mayroon ibang tao nagsabi sa kanya o nakutos sa kanya to say this way, ang resignation. Because if we look at it, ang sitwasyon, ang statement ni Lucas Bersamin, na he did not even submitted a letter of resignation. He just received a call from somebody, not from Malacanang, ibig sabihin hindi parte ng gobyerno, telling him, time is over. Time for you to go. That is another big question mark po. Alam natin po, ang protocol dyan po sa gobyerno natin, ang presidente, tapos ang executive secretary niya po. Dyan sa kabinete niya po. Diba? So, si Lucas Bersamin is the next in line. Sa kanya po ang presidente. Diba? That's why we used to say, kung sino man ang executive secretary, he is the little president. He is the little president. And come to think of it, the choice of BBM kay Lucas Bersamin to be his executive secretary, grabe po, because ang qualification ni Lucas Bersamin is very high po. Qualified siya po in terms of handling the job, carrying his duties and responsibility because of his vast experience sa gobyerno. And it comes to legality po, he is a former Chief Justice. Maganda talaga yan po ang qualification. But people are wondering, dito po, because kanina, early in the morning, I went out for a light breakfast po. I was talking to some of my friends that includes Filipinos and locals dito po, or Sabahans or Malaysians po. No? Ang mga kababayan natin dito po, were asking me, Sir Nick, sino yon somebody who is not part of Malacanang and gave Lucas Bersamin a call saying, time's up. You have to go. Sino yon? So we were laughing. Sabi namin, Sir Nick, you know, and I know, but let's wait for the for the authority concerned to name it po. Alam na natin po. Presidente, Executive Secretary, and sino yun sa gitna po? Sino yun sa gitna? Who gave a call to Bersamin and say, time's up. Alis ka na dyan. And yes, sabi ni Bersamin, I totally agree. Ang appointment niya depende. It is the prerogative of the President whether to remove him or to continue him as his executive secretary po. Because he was appointed by the President. Hindi na kailangan if the President wants to remove ang sekretarya niya po or executive secretary no need to give reasons in fact. It is the prerogative. Kaya nga sabi ni Lucas Bersamin, it is the prerogative of the president and he understand. Maskin wala ng rason. But we were talking, sana lang po, since the president appointed him to be the executive secretary, sana lang po may delikadesa din po ang presidente if he wants to remove si Bersamin po, talk to him, either be it in, sabihin natin, personally or maybe over the phone. But apparently, the news that came out, na parang wala yatang alam ni Presidente when the announcement was made. Or maybe alam, but he did not even call ahead kay Bersamin about the decision. Na bigla na lang si Lucas Bersamin, yon somebody told him, and narinig nila sa media that nag-resign daw siya out of delikadesa. Sa inyo po, what do you think? Something fishy there, di ba? Fishy. Why? Isa, bakit fishy? Bakit nag-resign siya all of a sudden? Or nag-order sa kanya to move out from the office? Ha? Timing ba ito dahil sa issue ng corruption? Second is, sino yan po? Nagtawag sa kanya and tell him na time's up. Time's up. Sino yan po? And bakit ito si Ate Claire made the announcement that it was delikadesa? These are the things that ang mga Filipinos dito sa Sabah, and maybe I'm sure dyan po sa Pilipinas, we want to know. No? We want to hear explanation from Ate Claire. Kasi siya man ang siya man ang spokesperson, no? Spokesperson ng Malacanang. So dapat lang siguro si Ate Claire should give explanation. But so far hanggang ngayon wala pa po. No? Wala pa po. Okay. Another video clip that I would like to share with you po a portion of the reaction of Lucas Bersamin po. Continuation natin po. Nandito. Let's watch and listen to this carefully.
But somehow, no? But I am not going to waste time worrying about the nuance or the way they did it, because maybe they were also under instruction or given the impression na mayroon akong resignation. I cannot blame them for that. Correct. Yung impression na nag-resign ako, I never did resign. At ako, yan ang problema ko malaki kasi hindi ko alam yung mga ganyan. Yung Office of the Executive Secretary does not have anything to do with insertions or budget. Our own budget yun ang sinusubmit namin, pero yung makikialam kami sa budget ng ibang agency, hindi namin ginagawa yan. Hindi namin kasama sa aming trabaho yan. Yes, alam mo si Adrian, parang apo ko yan parang anak yan. Apo yan ng oldest brother ko na pinatay. So, I have been a part of his life since that time. Kasi bata pa yan, yung tinutulungan ko na yan at tinutulungan niya ako. Mabait na bata yan. Hindi yan yung, you cannot expect him to do anything na hindi utugma sa nakakataas sa kanya. Ilan na ako yun, hindi ako. Senator Lacson has the evidence when we will respect his declaration there. Pero sa tingin ko lang, kung batay lang sa mga kwento ni Saldico at saka ni Bernardo, hindi ko naman pwedeng sabihin na naniniwala ko agad. Alam mo, naging judge at abogado ako at naging judge na matagal. Itong mga bagay dito, yung mga paratang na ganito, should ultimately be established in court. Hindi ko hinihingi na for purposes of these declarations. There should now be evidence acceptable by a court. No? Bahala sila kung anong ba nila, because I cannot control whatever they want to say.
Alright, yun po. Narinig na natin si former Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin. Yun po ang statement niya po. Klarong-klaro po. No? Klarong-klaro. So, what do you think? Ano kaya? Kayo po. No? What do you think? Do they need, si Ate Claire need to do some explanation to the public? Ano talaga nangyari? Wala pa kayo communication dyan po sa Malacanang before putting out any public announcement. What is happening sa Malacanang po? Apparently, maskin, this is the way how, this is my own opinion. The way how I look at it, maskin dito sa bahay ninyo mismo sa Malacanang po, may domestic problem kayo po in terms of siguro sa communication din po. No? Somebody must be keeping secret to the other people. Somebody must be giving orders without knowing, without the consent of the big bosses or big boss dyan po sa Malacanang. Ano talaga? What is happening dyan po sa Malacanang? That we want to know. Ganon kayo sa Malacanang, kaya nga ganon ang sitwasyon sa Pilipinas po. Even itong corruption cases, flood control projects, the National Budget 2025 po, magulo. Ha? Magulo po. Magulo po. Isang senador will say this thing, the other one will say this thing. Ha? Contradicting. Anong gusto ang mga Pilipino is, you tell the truth. We already know what is the truth. But we want to hear it from you and we want to see action taken by the government. Para ang confidence namin sa inyo, babalik yun po. You will have our trust and confidence again. Sa ngayon po, medyo malaking problema. Ha? Why don't kayo, be it sa kampo dito o sa kampo doon po, why don't you speak in one voice and be part of the solution and not continue to be part of the problem? Yun po, kailangan. Maawa naman kayo sa mga Filipino, mga kababayan ninyo po. Maawa naman kayo sa bayan natin. Ang reputasyon ng mga Filipino apektado. Ang reputasyon, ang image ng Pilipinas apektado sa iba-ibang parte sa mundo. And then, yet you are still there telling us, confusing us with all, I don't know, is it lies? Is it truth? Kasi confused na kami po. Or maybe you just want us to confuse until finally, ang mga Filipino will get fed up and we will go back and say, okay, tapos naman yan, okay, we will forget and forget. It will never happen. It will never happen. That's how I look at it. It will never happen. Remember, mayroon naman tayo November 30 rally. Okay? Now, may question dito sa akin nag-text. Sabi niya po, bakit kaya yon resignation? Is it about ang issue ng 100 billion insertion sa national budget po, 2025? Wherein involved ang apo ba yun? Or anak? Something like anak na po. Because according to former Executive Secretary, ito si Adrian Bersamin, yung namatay ang tatay niya, he is the one who took care of Adrian Bersamin. Magaling na bata daw yun po. But based on news reports also po, mga komentaryo sa media, especially, I think I shared with you isang video clip yesterday about Ted Filon po. May question mark din yun po. As early as young age, ito si Adrian Bersamin, Undersecretary ito po. No? Ano yan po? involved siya sa big amount of questionable money. Kaya nga sabi ni Ombudsman Remulla na they will be filing a case against itong tatlong personalities, si Aliviar, Aliviar ba yun? So, and Andren Busamin, Busamin, at saka si Saldico po for plunder, possible plunder case. So, yan po ang sitwasyon. Yan po ang sitwasyon. And that thing about, sabi natin, 100 billion insertion issue was exposed by no other than Senator Ping Lacson. But, mayroon din mga other versions po. And there are criticisms also that you cannot trust also lahat ang sinabi ni Senator Ping Lacson. So, ganun niya po. It will just go on like this. No? It will go on and go on like this po if iba-iba ang mga versions po. So, wag na tayong maghintay hanggang maano na talaga ang sabihin natin, fed up ng mga Filipinos po. Wag na natin maghintay pa yan po. Baka it will trigger. I'm not encouraging. I'm praying and hoping that it will not happen. Baka it will come to a point wherein we will have another people's power. 3. Sana lang po, wag lang po. I'm not advocating. No? I am one fellow who is against this thing to happen. No? Mga issues na po, mayroon na. After all this istorya, mga initial result of investigations po na ganito, itong tao involved, itong tao we are going to file case before Christmas, walang sila Merry Christmas, blah 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 po. But hanggang ngayon po, salita lang. Wala, umaskin isa, warrant of arrest issued. In fact, instead, warrant of arrest sa mga itong people mentioned sa anomalya, they are talking about warrant of arrest kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. Wherein wala pa hanggang ngayon, ilang days, 1 week, 2 weeks na po ang issue. Walang warrant of arrest. Copy of the warrant of arrest. Nasa telephone daw po, smartphone ni Ombudsman Remulla. But why make that announcement early? Sana maghintay na lang ang DOJ ba, or kung mayroon na talaga ang copy ng warrant of arrest coming from ICC. No? ICC po kay Senator Bato de la Rosa. But instead of waiting for that thing, naglabas muna ang storya si Ombudsman Remulla. Timing na timing, malaki ng issue po, malaki ng issue. Itong when si Saldico started talking or singing. Ang sabi natin singing po, kumakanta na po si Saldico. So, diversionary tactic ba ito or ano? Yan talaga po. You look at it. I hope I'm wrong. You look at the situation, ganito po what is happening dyan po sa Pilipinas. Dyan po sa Pilipinas. Okay. This time around, I'm going to share with you kasi may part 1, part 2, part 3 ang expose ni former Congressman Saldico. Whether we like it or not, ako din, he has to be put behind bars, si Saldico. He is involved in this national budget, the most corrupt national budget in the history of the Philippines, 2025. And itong flood control projects natin po, may mga ghost projects, may mga substandard projects po sa Pilipinas, and involves billions and trillions of taxpayers' money. Wala. He should be also blamed. He should be punished. Justice, we are shouting. Hindi pwede po si Saldico. But hindi lang siya, isa. Dyan po, we also hear and see ang mga news reports, mga initial results are coming from the Blue Ribbon Committee, ang Independent Commission for Infrastructure, no? Na pointing out na hindi pwede si Saldico ang mastermind. Mayroon pa talaga sa mga tao sa itaas sa kanya po. Because it involves billions and trillions of money. Yan po. So, he came out with the list, 51. Imagine po. I don't know if ang ICC, ICI, or ito Blue Ribbon Committee will call these people and ask their side. Hindi naman just give them the opportunity to sabihin natin clear the names. 51 initial names na release si former Congressman Saldico. Sino-sino yon? Sino-sino yon po? Now, let me read you ang mga pangalan. Ito po. Let's listen carefully po. I'm going to read you ang mga pangalan ng mga 51 names na mention si Saldico po involved in this anomalous transactions and deals po dyan sa 2025 national budget as well as dito po sa flood control project. Sino-sino ba yan po? Okay. Na he is calling whoever investigating, anong body ito po, they should also investigate itong mga tao. You want to know kung sino-sino? You want to know? Alright. Nandito po. Ang mga tao, 51 of them. 51 of them. Okay? Shoutout muna tayo kay Clemencio Bascar and Meryl Pentojo and others, no? Mga ba ito? I cannot see. Who is watching itong programa natin, Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Ngayon is Thursday, November 20 na po. Bisperas ng Biyernes, malapit na ang Pasko. So, ito na po mga pangalan. 51 of them, remember, 51 of them. Na he is calling, si Saldico is calling sa whoever lang, parties concerned investigating. No? To also call and investigate them. Sino-sino po? Okay? Nandito na. Top on the list. Sino? Anong guess din nyo po? Top on the list. Ang top on the list po is no other than our President. Si President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. or BBM. Second, si First Lady of the Philippines, ang wife ni BBM, si Lisa Araneta Marcos. Third, Congressman and now Majority Leader ng House of Representatives, si Representative Sandro Marcos. Next, former House of Representatives Speaker, si Representative Martin Romualdez. Mayroon tayo dito si Yeda Mary Romualdez, Julian Romualdez, Saldico, Boying, and John Vic, makapatid ito, Remulla. DILG boss, si John Vic Remulla, at ang ombudsman natin, former DOJ Secretary ni President Bongbong Marcos, si Crispin Boying Remulla. Then, mayroon tayo dito, si former Chief Justice and former Executive Secretary ni BBM, Lucas Bersamin. Then, spokesperson or undersecretary dyan po sa administrasyon ni BBM, si Attorney Claire Castro, Senator Risa Hontiveros, Senator, and now the Senate President, Tito Soto or Vicente Soto, Senator Ping Lacson, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Rafi Tulfo, Gervil Luistro, JJ sa mga congressman ito, JJ Suarez, Dong Gonzales, Rog Gutierrez, Jude Asidre, mga congressman ito Edwin Guardiola, Benny Abante, Terry Ridon, Ace Barbers, Dan Fernandez, Zia Alonto Adyong, Akbayan Party List, Percy Sendenya, Kabataan Party List, Reni Co, EC Teachers, Antonio Tinio, Gabriela Party List, Sara Elago, Congresswoman Laila De Lima, Congresswoman Jeanette Guerin. Nandito din ang pangalan ni Stephen John Panduano, Johnny Pimentel, Representative Joel Chua, Alfredo Garbin Jr., Roland Valeriano, Lordan Swan, Romeo Acop, Jefferson Conggun, Romeo Browner Jr., Nicolas Torre III, Romel Marbil, Larry Gadon, Arlene Brosas, Raul Manuel, Anton Lagdameo, Manuel Bonuan, and Gibo Teodoro. Yan po. Sabi ni former Congressman Saldico po, dapat imbestigahan din itong mga tao. Now, based on the list, nakikita natin po, these are the people who are, I don't want to make this to put the political color, but whether we like it or not po, we cannot hide it anymore. If you notice, majority of the names mentioned by Saldico, these are the people who are very vocal against Vice President Sara Duterte and the supporters of Sara Duterte po. Saka yun, PDP Laban members and followers, supporters po. These are the people who are very vocal. We are not saying na totoo, mayroon na talaga silang involvement dyan po sa anomalya. But I think it's also about logic. It's also about logic to ponder and to consider ang suggestion ba, ang request ba, ang appeal ba, or the urging of Saldico for the authorities concerned, mga investigation bodies, to call and investigate or ask these people to explain or clear the names. Kung hindi man sila involved and you will not give them the opportunity to clear the names, grabe po. Sira ang reputasyon nila. Sira ang pangalan nila po. And they have a wife. They have families. They have children. Apektado din ang pamilya nila po. So, I think it's only but proper and logic to heed ang request ba, suggestion ba, appeal ba ni Saldico to have these people, call these people, give them the opportunity to clear their names, if there is any, para to protect ang reputasyon din nila. Ganon yan po. Ganun yun po. Now, usap-usap din sa akin, mayroon din ng message sa akin, Sir, ano ba yan? Paano ba yan? Kung sakali, what will happen? Ngayon, mayroon na istorya about ang presidente natin is hook or allegedly using illegal drugs po. As revealed by no less than the elder sister of the president, si Senator Amy Marcos, the other day. So ano daw mangyari po? Bakit hanggang ngayon, nandyan pa siya pagka-presidente? Now, I told itong grupo kanina when I was having a live breakfast po, sabi ko, do not expect that it will come in ganun lang po. No? May proseso ang Pilipinas. Ang gobyerno, may constitution tayo po. Kung sakali, no? Kung sakali po, na there will be somebody who will file a complaint, impeachment complaint, sa Kongreso po. And ang Kongreso, please correct me po, if ang Kongreso will see that there is probable cause, then they will decide, and whatever the decision, they will bring that matter to the Senate, and the Senate will decide, and they will open up a impeachment court. No? And if found guilty, no? Then the president will be removed from the post. And based on the Constitution, succession na po. Ang Constitution natin says that kung something will happen to the president, hindi na siya pwede to work, to do his job as a president, no? Mag-take over ngayon ang vice president. And that is Inday Sara Duterte. No? And that is Inday. That is the succession procedure po. Or else, kung mag-resign voluntarily, mag-resign si BBM, which he is now saying that he will never resign, he will continue to do his work. But kung nag-resign siya po, again, succession po, the vice president will be taking over. She or he will be the president. Or else, another scenario po, kung may people's power, forcibly remove him, and not necessarily may succession na po. Baka mayroon tayo transition government po. No? There are some countries, ang military will take over first po. No? After taking over po ang military, then ang military government will now identify and decide to have another election po. Democratic election for the people to elect kung sino ang mga bagong officials ng bayan na yan. Ganon yun po. It will take time. No? It will take time. If you want to make it fast, maybe through people's power. No? 1 or 2 days lang yun po. Kung ano talaga, like what happened during the people's power, 1986. No? Yun po. Now, there are some people who are saying, no, wag natin let's save President BBM because we don't want that Sara Duterte will be the next president. That's your own opinion. That's your own idea po. Huh? If you ask me, I'm very vocal about, yes, I am a supporter of the Duterte because I believe na kaya nila. But if you ask me, whether ang intention ko talking about these issues is to remove the president, si Marcos, no, hindi po. What I want is change ang sistema natin. Solve ang problema natin. It is not because I want Duterte or Sara to be the next president agad po. No. Leave it to the people to decide. Kung may election tayo ulit po, let them decide. Kung walang election, then follow the Constitution. Yun lang po. Democracy. Yun lang po. Pero para sa akin po, sa akin lang, mas gusto ko pa po, kasi if we will change lang ang tao, ang mga faces dyan po sa gobyerno natin po, wala mangyari. We tried it. People's Power 1, People's Power 2. Nakita natin po. What? Military control? We also experienced, whether we like it or not, directly or indirectly. When the late Fidel Ramos became the president, he is a uniformed man. Mayroon ba nangyari something very significant nangyari sa nation natin? Wala. For me, my own personal opinion, kung pwede, change the system itself. Change na tayo ang sistema ng gobyerno. And then there we will see na totoong changes po. Sa akin lang ito po. So when I say change the system, it means I'm looking at from democratic form of government, why don't we go for parliamentary form of government? Mayroon mga disadvantages and advantages po sa parliamentary form of government. Mayroon din advantages and disadvantages sa democratic form of government. Mayroon din po. And for how many donkey years we are there sa democratic form of government. Kagaya ito ngayon po, may problema tayo. Kung parliamentary form of government tayo po sa Pilipinas, sandali lang po to remove the leader. Vote of no confidence. Patay na ang leader po. Wala nang maraming salita. My intention, parliamentary, is not because ang isip ko po is baka may problema tayo sa leader natin, madali no. May mga maraming advantages po sa parliamentary form of government. Bawat distrito po, mayroon tayong mga assemblymen. Ang wealth ng Pilipinas po, well distributed po. No? Pagdating sa election po, hindi masyadong magastos. You see? And there will be, kung hindi lang corrupt, there will be a very healthy competition na itong lugar sa itong lugar. You see? That is parliamentary form of government. I don't go for change of faces lang po. No. Kasi ang problema ng Pilipinas is the system itself. That is the problem in the Philippines. System of the government is questionable. So, why just change faces? Why not really solve the problem by getting the solution to solve the root of the problem? Opinion ko lang yan po. Opinion ko lang. So siguro hanggang dito na lang muna ang programa natin, Nick Talk, Dario Talk with Nico. And kung ano man, kung mayroon mga breaking news or whatever news dyan po sa Pilipinas, I will continue to monitor. Nandito lang po ang Nick Talk, Dario Talk with Nico, and I'll make sure that whatever will crop up dyan po sa Pilipinas, I'll make sure that you will be properly informed. I might not be able to give you the breaking news, but definitely you will get the news po on time din po. On time din. So, with this, once again, I would like to say thank you very much for making me again a part of your day-to-day. Enjoy your day. Thursday tayo. And enjoy din sa Friday bukas, no? And let's prepare for Christmas. So with this, Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines, ingat tayong lahat. God bless us all. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye. I love you.